Good afternoon, this is Jeff with Sewer Tech Northwest. Today we're at property address 2050 Southeast 154th Avenue here in Portland. We are located at the part of the house that actually faces out to the street. I describe everything as if you're standing in the road facing the property in general. So we're about, actually best landmark here, this first window here to the right of the walkway that goes up to the front door. The cleanout lines up almost perfectly with the middle of the window. It's just barely offset to the left of it by about 6 inches. Got a 4-inch ABS cleanout. We're going to check the overall condition and serviceability of the sanitary sewer line. Water is running. And boy, am I glad I found this thing. Originally, I got here, and there's a big cast iron sewer cleanout that just sits right next to the front door with a black ABS cap on it. It's certainly a sewer cleanout. Don't get that confused. That's not actually your sewer line anymore. That is an abandoned dead sewer line that goes to an old cesspool in the backyard. But I mostly say that it's something I would almost try and cover up. Mostly in the event you ever go to sell the home. You know, this is a house I'm getting to after everyone's left. And I dropped into that thing. And I mean, it is just a rust bucket. I just don't want anyone getting confused as to what is your actual sewer line. Once you run water inside the house, you realize nothing goes through it. So anyway, we're swapping over here to 6-inch 3034. Thus far, nice looking sewer line. It's very clean, drains off beautifully. We'll get a nicer view of everything on the way out when the line is drained. But thus far, nothing's catching my eye. Some of these stringy things we're going past here, these are just cobwebs, not roots. And that right there is the main connection. What we're connecting into here is a manhole. I don't want to go too far in there. They're usually gunked with cobwebs. I don't want to cover the lens up. I'm about 50 feet on the nose here to the main. We're going to go locate really quick just to verify where the pipe terminates. That you've got one of the unique sewer lines. It's about every 4, 5, 6 houses on a street will actually tie directly into the manhole. Most houses don't. But it's one of those, it's kind of cool. You can kind of eyeball exactly where your sewer line goes based off where that manhole is. Alrighty, located the camera head successfully. Line terminates out on Southeast 154th. We might have a little bit of water trickling to the line here. The tub inside drains kind of slow. This isn't the kind of water though that's going to block my view of anything or make it hard to see any issues whatsoever. So there's a manhole. It's not quite perfectly straight out from the cleanout, but dang near it. It's just offset just on the other side of the street from the middle of the road. It's got about 20 vent holes in it. Your sewer line ties right into that manhole there. The line runs in a relatively straight shot. All the PVC there looks great. Drains off beautifully. All of it's in great condition. And the line is absolutely spotless clean. That's a cobweb there too at the transition. And your line stays this clean by one living habit. Obviously, you want to keep wipes and paper towels out of your line, stuff like that. The number one thing that gunks your pipe up and is responsible for more blockages than anything out there is grease buildup. Putting cooking oil and grease down your line. It's almost entirely from the cooking process. And if you're wondering real quick what some of this goop is at some of these joints, it's excess pipe glue. Luckily, most of it are pretty smoothed out. But in case you're wondering what that is, that's just some where they got a little heavy-handed with the pipe glue and they put the line together. Alrighty, everything from the clean-out access to the main lateral connection. I mean, the only thing I can nitpick about the line is they used a little bit more pipe glue than ideally you do. But what you have there is not affecting functionality or anything. It's mostly a pet peeve. And if you want to keep your pipe clean and spiffy, keep the grease and oil out of your kitchen sink drain. Let your pans cool down, wipe them out with a paper towel, pour the grease into a jar. Just keep it from going down your line. And where grease buildup gets you is when you're putting real quantity down the line. You know, a thin little coating of Pam spray is no big deal. Hot water and soap handles that. Just keep your hot water running for about a minute after you're done washing the dishes. That helps to ensure whatever you put down the line, as little as it may be, helps to keep it melted and emulsified out as it makes its way to the main. if you shut your water off too quick after cleaning stuff, it'll stay melted through the crawl space area in a lot of cases, although this line is buried underground basically from the get-go, so a little bit different circumstance. Once your pipe's underground, it's cold all the time, and that stuff starts to harden up pretty quick. Anyway, this is a fantastic example of how to treat your sewer line right here. We very rarely get to see that. I scope brand new construction sewer lines that aren't this clean, and I'm not kidding you. All right, great flow end to end. I went all the way back to the very back end of the main trunk line there. Great looking sewer line end to end, and other than your vent stack, there's a cast iron vent sticking out of the roof. I didn't go all the way up through that last 90. There may be a new vent, a new ABS main vent. That may also have been the base of a toilet. They look almost the same unless you jut all the way up into them. Other than probably some cast iron venting, the whole entire main line is updated. So that's pretty cool. You often don't get both ends of the line updated. It's not uncommon to get the outside done, but the interior is often not dealt with. So great looking sewer line, functioning properly at this time.